How's it going? This is Jason with To Die For Clothing, and we're here with Jona from Bring Me the Horizon.
What up?
We caught up with Jona tonight at the Fox Theater with Bring Me the Horizon. We're playing with August Burns Red. And how's everything going?
It's all good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, this is like my zillionth US tour, so it's nothing really new to me. But we just had a new record come out recently. It's called There Is a Hell, Believe Me, I've Seen It. There Is a Heaven, Let's Keep It a Secret. If you can try to remember that.
Yeah, you know, I actually was going to try to remember that,
Yeah.
but I was like, maybe Jona could say it.
I barely remember it myself. So yeah, I mean, we're touring in support of the new album. It's my first album with the band, which is kind of cool and exciting for me.
Mm-hmm.
We've had like really good response from like everyone on the album so far.
Cool, good. Yeah, I was just going to ask, because like I noticed from the first record to this record, it's just like a big difference with like the songwriting. Not so much the lyrics, but like the songwriting and everything, structure and so forth. You can just tell it's just like another step forward, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we always want to be one of those bands that evolves a little bit. You know, you want to keep your core sound, but you got to try new things, otherwise you're just going to end up writing the same record 5 or 6 times and people get bored. So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the artwork on the record. I mean, it was just like kind of simple, but yet like very artistic.
It kind of gets the point across. It's
that
cultish, dark.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I got out of it. I was just kind of like tripped out because, you know, you see all these record covers and they're all pretty plain Jane these days. I mean, some of them are very artistic, but I mean, you got to kind of think of ahead of the times, you know, with the artwork and so forth. And obviously, you know, To Die For, we strive like on artwork and so forth. So like whenever I see great art, I'm always like, it's like eye-catching and just like, wow, this is great, it's refreshing, you know, just like new music, you know.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to work with an artist. His name's Jacob Prinslauer. He runs a company called Plastic Kid out of Copenhagen.
Oh, cool.
And he was like just as stoked on working with us as we were with him, so I think that was...
So you guys reached out to him and he was just like completely shocked?
Well, we actually checked his MySpace one day and he had one of our songs as his like profile song.
Oh, amazing.
Dude, let's hit this guy up. We've been wanting to work with him for a while.
Good.
That just helped the artwork to like really come together.
Yeah, because if obviously you understood the band, it wasn't like, oh hey, check out our music and get to know us and then kind of feel what you think is right for the artwork.
Yeah, so we were sending him like demos and stuff and he was already like coming up with ideas of what he wanted to do and collaborating with us on our artwork ideas too.
Good. The one thing that kind of comes to mind when you're like touring, and you know, I've never been in a band that tours, but like being straight edge and vegan and the only one in the band, you know, that is vegan and straight edge, it's like completely different. What are you doing day to day that's like completely different, or is it like pretty much the bus has to pull over, oh it's Jona, and it's like totally like you're just a nuisance or a problem?
It's never like that. I mean, the guys are just as tolerant with my lifestyle choices as I am with theirs. You know?
Good,
like
cool.
I'm a little bit older than the rest of the guys, so that in itself like often sees me chilling out a little bit more, I guess. You know, the other dudes that drink and smoke and party, and they kind of go on benders every now and then, and I'm just the guy that kind of hangs back on the bus and plays Xbox and chills out. I mean, I'll still go out every now and then. I don't mind like going and hanging with the guys while they drink. And a lot of my friends growing up in Australia, you know, all drank while I was in high school, and I just never got into that side of things. But at the same time, like I still didn't have a problem with it or hanging out.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just like a part of being straight edge, is like accepting other people and so forth. But then obviously sometimes it just gets out of hand with certain people.
Yeah, I mean, I'll accept them if they're cool dudes, you know. If they're going to be dickheads and try and fight me or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, another thing that I really liked after all these years of working with you and being friends and hanging out and so forth, it's like you're always on point with like, you know, getting in touch with me or like replying and so forth. And that's like kind of like, for me, like a kind of a big pet peeve for me is just like, you know, like some people are just musicians and artists, and they're good at what they do, but then sometimes it's hard to balance the other side of things with just being kind of a business person. And that's the great thing that I've always noticed about you, is like you're really, really prompt and so forth. And it leads me to think, like, do you even have a life outside of like not only playing live, but then having, you know, to do work, and you're always constantly on your computer or phone?
The music runs through my veins, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm not like a lot of other musicians. Some people find it hard to kind of be on both sides of the coin, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they might play the guitar and get drunk, but they don't want to organize the merch designs and, you know, send the emails and stuff like that. And
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you're a manager. Well, I mean, you when you were doing Prom Queen, you know, it was like you were managing the band as well as playing in the band. So
I've managed the band I was in previously. I called the Prom Queen. I managed a band who were friends of mine in Melbourne for a while called the Red Shore as well. And it started kind of as a bit of a hobby, and I was almost forced into it with Prom Queen. You know, we just couldn't find someone that would stick with us as far as management went, so someone had to take on the reins. And I guess the way I see it now is that I'm probably not going to be a live, you know, touring musician forever. So one day I'll want to transfer into another area of the industry maybe. And I'd like to use all the contacts I've built up to help out with that. And I don't want any of my contacts to see me as just that like slobby musician that didn't care about anything and
I'm stoked
couldn't be bothered responding to an email or whatever. I mean, even if it's short and sweet, getting back to someone like promptly is just like, I mean, it's courtesy as well, isn't it? It's like, it's just refreshing to me. I mean, I think I sent a tweet out like this week that was just like, it's refreshing to deal with artists and musicians, you know, like Dan Smith is another person for me, and I don't know if it comes from like just Australia, New Zealand, it's a down under thing.
But it's just like refreshing, you know. It's like we deal with like you guys, and it's like you guys are prompt at getting back to us, and it just like works out full circle, you know. So what's new with Prom Queen? You guys are gonna do a new record, a new tour, possibly in the works? There's been some rumors flying around and like whispers of things here and there. I've been talking to the guys a lot lately, and everyone's got their own kind of projects, new bands, and different jobs and stuff going on now. But it's kind of gotten to the point where we're all still such good mates, and there still seems to be like a demand for the band that we've been talking about writing another record, maybe this Christmas time, and just put it out and see how people accept it. You know, it's more so for us to do as a fun thing. And I mean, just keep it fun, especially if you guys are friends, right? So, I mean, like I said, we've all got our own bands now, and that's kind of like our priorities. But why not? Do a prom record. Totally. That about does it. And we're off with Jona, and they're getting ready to hit the stage at the Fox Theater in Pomona. Anything last that you want to say? I guess for any fans or just prospective fans of my bands, check out the MySpace, which is myspace.com/BMTH. It's an easy one. We've got plenty of tour dates up there. We've got plans to tour the UK. We're touring Australia next summer. We're touring the US again next March. Mexico, Indonesia. So it doesn't matter if you're just from the States, if you're from anywhere else, check our dates and we'll probably be hitting you pretty soon. Nice. And then what about following you on Twitter? Twitter.com/Jona Weinhofen, which is a bit of a spelling disaster. Well, if you follow Today For, you'll follow Jona. So. Right on, I'm always updating it with plenty of shinfo, so...